are particularly focused on the restaurant industry and hospitality, which has been hurt so much by this pandemic, as well as venues, which have been closed, and many of them have not had a chance to get help. So we came together, we said we've got to do something, and this package is a response. It's not the bill that each of us would have written, for sure, but like all good legislation, it is a compromise. The other aspect about it that I think is so remarkable is what has been alluded to by so many of the people who have spoken, and I think all of us feel this way. What we've heard loud and clear from the American people is that they're tired of the partisanship. They want to see us in Congress work together to address the needs of this country, particularly now in the middle of this pandemic. And that's what all of this work and this work product attests to. Now, hopefully the leadership in both the House and Senate and in the administration will take what we have done, we'll vote on it, and we will provide relief to the people who need it as we're going into the cold winter months, as we're looking at a new administration coming in, as we're talking about what we need to do long term to provide stimulus to the economy. This is the relief that will help people to get to that point.
I think just first a couple of process things that perhaps haven't come through entirely clearly. This bill, this $748 billion bill, is unanimous. It has the support of all of us, and I think that's very important. It's a consensus product to deal with the true emergency associated with this pandemic at this moment in time. And I think that's important. The other piece involving state and local aid and liability, we couldn't come to a uniform consensus, although there's still work going on in that area. So I think that's important. A second kind of process piece that may not be obvious is we're not handing the Senate leadership a concept draft. We're not handing them an outline. We're handing them a bill. This could go on the floor of the Senate tomorrow. It is in legislative language. It's been through legislative council. So we've taken a lot of the work out of this for them and hope that this will be the basis of the package that emerges at the end of the week. Now, there were two areas that I worked on in particular, actually three, but two in particular were addiction and mental health and broadband. Addiction and mental health, we are going through an epidemic not only of coronavirus, but of isolation, suicide, and depression. And that is going hand in hand with the elements of this terrible virus that is afflicting us. So there's a significant portion of this bill that deals with not only opioids, but methamphetamines, alcohol, other substances which are prone to abuse, but also mental health centers across the country. A very important part of the bill.
The importance of this moment, this is not just bipartisan, it's tripartisan. So we're glad you're with us. Let me just say, I have I'm told by my staff now given 20 floor speeches urging our colleagues on both sides of the aisle, and specifically our leadership, to produce another COVID-19 bill. Why? Because it's desperately needed. The last big one was the CARES package. That was in March. That was over 9 months ago. Think about that. Think what's happened since. So some of you have had to listen to those speeches. Actually, very few of you probably did. But the point I kept making was there's a lot of common ground here. Yeah, we've got some differences. But look at this. It required these individuals behind us to find that common ground. It wasn't easy, but it was there. There are a couple of things we're still working on. But I think this is a tremendous step forward.
Stimulus. Give me the stimulus. Stimulus. Give me the stimulus.